Fantastic.
For 20-somethings. We are making this up as we go along.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 20-somethings, a show for 20-somethings by 20-somethings. I'm your host, Alyssa Parenti, and for our final show tonight, I am joined by my co-hosts, Mike, Keith, and Gabby. How is everyone doing tonight?
Good.
I'm so sad this is our last one, guys.
Are you really?
know.
You're just here for the cookies.
Oh,
And the brownies.
Clock.
And the cheesecake. I was here for the raspberries.
Guys, if you guys saw the spread we had tonight, you'd be here for that too.
Delicious. Okay. Starting off with our first hot topic of the night, another day in presidential paradise. Amid attending the White House Correspondents' dinner at the Washington Hilton this past Saturday, President Donald Trump and other top officials were reportedly rushed to safety after gunshots were heard outside the hotel's ballroom where the event took place, in a shocking third attempt to assassinate the president. Let's take a look at the guests evacuating that evening.
Go to your right. Go to your right.
Well, the suspect has since been identified as Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old teacher and video game developer from California who rushed through security checkpoint in an attempt to target administration officials. What do we think?
Have there been any other, this is a genuine question, have there been any other presidents that have had this many assassination attempts?
It's crazy, right?
Like, that's like honestly a genuine
it's almost
question.
like a monthly thing. It's
Right.
Like you gotta check it off the calendar.
Oh wait, why has this happened 3 times already?
More
I mean,
specifically, the first one, July 13th, 2024 in Butler, Pennsylvania, September 15th, 2024 in West Palm Beach, Florida, and now this one in Washington, D.C. And that's not even like
Guys.
all of them, I'm sure.
how
There
many
have
more
been
months do we have?
Of
Until when?
2026?
Of what?
Until
Until he's
until they
done.
succeed?
Yeah. Wait, what? No, no, that's not what I meant.
That's what I meant.
Until he's done.
Sorry.
It's a while.
I know. So I'm like, how many more do we
Is
think?
it 2 more years after November? Is that how long? It feels like it's been an eternity. Well, you
Talking
know what?
about his term, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
until he
I
gets
was
shot
like,
again.
what are we
Well, we
planning?
don't
I was
know,
like, what's
but
going on?
how many, is this morbid, but how many more times do we think there's going to be, can we guess?
I mean,
sorry.
wouldn't you think
segment.
though that after each one the security would be better?
You think, I mean.
But that guy, I don't know if you saw the clip, he just like ran, he had his gun, he traveled on a train,
Yep.
and he just ran right through with his knives and his gun, and then they shot him. And the other thing I don't understand is why, when the picture that they have of him, I don't understand why his shirt is off, but I heard this
He broke a
morning
sweat.
that the reason why that happens is because they're concerned that somebody might have explosives on them, like tied to them, so they take their clothes off so that way they make sure there's no explosives there.
That is hilarious.
Right?
I
Wow.
know you were talking about how this is still happening with the security.
Yeah.
I was reading up on it earlier because I saw a lot of controversy of like why the vice president was getting taken out before Donald Trump, and like people were like, all right, like the security, like that's a joke. And I think like, first of all, if I was Donald Trump, I would be getting a whole new security team because it goes like, the vice president has his own detail as well as the president has his own team. And it's like, I think they each have their own like 2 or 3 guards. And then they also have like their entire team.
The crazy thing is that that clip that we saw, Stephen Miller is like hiding behind his pregnant wife, and then Robert RFK Jr. is like, he's getting taken off, and his wife is like, I guess I should go, and she just has to do it herself. And then the other thing, Alyssa, that I found hysterical is the wine. Can you talk about that?
Oh my gosh, okay. Amidst the evacuation, reporters were also seen stealing luxury booze. It had to have been 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's play the clip.
Evacuating as Secret Service agents have their weapons drawn, cameras caught something. Multiple videos from multiple angles showing attendees walking up to the abandoned dinner tables and calmly picking up the wine bottles. not rushing, not panicking, just selecting. One woman in a black coat is seen inspecting bottles like she's at a tasting. Multiple people walk out clutching champagne. Someone reportedly said they grabbed a bottle to have a drink on the way out. To have a drink on the way out of an active security incident. The internet predictably lost its mind. People are calling it the most on-brand thing they've ever seen. The nation's media elite, the people who cover crises for a living, responding to a crisis by securing the Sauvignon Blanc.
Wow.
Can I just say, this feels like the most American thing I have literally ever seen.
I can't wait for SNL this weekend.
Oh
I simply cannot
my
wait.
God, it's gonna be so good.
Honestly,
Oh my God.
Was it red? Was it white? Like, I want to know. Like,
I would take it.
I would take it too, because like after that happens, like, I mean, you could like, I love the selfie they took. That was my
That
favorite
was
part.
amazing.
And,
I
like,
need that on a shirt.
Yeah, and
Although,
I just
I don't know.
want to like be a part of their
Probably
wine
not.
tasting. Like, I wish I.
It
got
was
a
giving
piece
like
of it.
I wish I was involved in the security issue. I'm
so thirsty
bummed
now.
I missed it.
I mean, I left that meeting today with all that cheesecake, so I would have
we need
done the
something to
same
wash
thing.
it
Right.
down, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
It was giving like the end of like a wedding when like who's gonna decide to take the centerpiece.
It's
type
like they
thing,
knew
you
they
know?
weren't the target
Yeah.
of the attack. They were like, oh, we're probably safe. Let's just like grab a little snack for the road. That's crazy.
The other thing I just want to talk about is that the Levitt there, that woman, they interviewed her.
Yes.
Can we look at that clip, because I think that is really interesting, because there's a lot of people now that are saying this whole thing is fake, and this is one of the reasons why.
Interesting.
So do we have that clip of her talking, saying about the shots?
To rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble, and I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny, it'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room, so everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I know she went home.
Okay. I think that's just a great way to end this topic.
I mean.
Great punchline. Now on to our next topic. Just how many streaming services is too many? Another mega streaming service proposal has been voted in by investors as Warner Brothers Discovery, formerly known as WBD, shareholders voted to approve a $110 billion merger with Paramount Skydance on April 22nd. The deal combines the two streaming services HBO Max and Paramount Plus. Here's a video for more info. Roll clip.
Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount is now closer to being a done deal. On Thursday, WBD shareholders cleared the way for CNN, HBO, and other Warner Bros. Brands to link up with Paramount Skydance later this year. For investors, this vote was probably a no-brainer. Shares in WBD were down around $8 per share this time last year. Now, Paramount's willing to pay $31 per share, so that's more than triple the price. It's a big win for investors. But this deal is also very controversial in Hollywood and Washington and beyond. Many entertainment professionals have come out against the merger, saying it's bad for creators and consumers. And many activists have also criticized Paramount for its close ties to President Trump. So now that the vote is passed, Paramount and WBD have to get regulators to sign off. And that's a process that's still going to take some time. This deal is a bit of a political football, with Republican officials in Washington poised to approve it, but some Democratic state attorneys general thinking about suing to block the deal. Regulators in Europe are also likely to weigh in, so Paramount might have to make some concessions, like divestitures, in order to win approval. But the company says it is confident that it can complete this deal and take over Warner Brothers by the end of September.
Wow. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav believes the combination will create a next-generation media and entertainment company. What do we think about this?
I mean, I think it's not that the billions of dollars really matters when you put it into perspective, but I did see that like really only 81 billion of the 110 proposes like actual equity, whereas the rest is like all debt and stuff like that. So I mean, they're getting their clicks and shares with the 110 billion, but I mean,
Will you guys be subscribing is the question.
I mean, if we already subscribe to one, do we just get it? Like, how does that work?
I mean, somebody did say that this mega service would be like if Sopranos and SpongeBob were under one umbrella, or Euphoria and Harry Potter.
But isn't there a
So-
certain? There's a limit
sure how
to
we feel.
how much of this media conglomerate you can, right? Aren't there monopoly laws that say like you can't own everything?
Yeah.
I have literally no idea why you're
Okay.
looking
At this
me.
point, I would just
When
get
I play
cable
Monopoly
television
though,
back.
I
don't even
get
know.
the whole board, so I don't know if that's the right way to.
What about Park
think
Place?
about it.
Do you know Park Place?
I
Oh
know
my
all about
gosh.
Monopoly. I don't know about Monopolies.
That's the
I
purple,
think-
right? Is that
Real,
purple?
real.
Or
Which one's
no,
purple? I
which
think
one's
it's
at
blue.
the blue at the end? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that at one point, right, movie studios used to own so much, and then they had to break up all those monopolies. So I don't really understand how this can be different. And maybe when they're talking about the divestitures, that they're saying that they would have to sell off something so they don't have too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. From what I remember about monopolies from my 10th grade history class, I know that that is the way that they work, but I'm not hip on the current
Current
legal
monopolies.
matters. I don't know, but I could tell you about Rockefeller and the oil and stuff. That was crazy.
What?
You didn't pay attention in 10th grade history class? We're talking about monopolies.
No, I guess not. I
Mic
mean,
dropped.
I kind of zoned out right there too. So
Ouch.
yeah. But like in terms of, I don't know, you got to think about like this mega, platform. Like, I'm worried about like, the password sharing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that would go into effect with any of this, but
all
I mean,
very
maybe
new.
it would like save me some money. Like,
Maybe.
I don't know, having all.
they're
of them
probably
in one-
just gonna
they'll
charge
up-
more.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is like kind of.
It's like the fact that, like, what were you saying? Like, 80 billion or something?
Yeah, it was like
180 billion?
$81 billion.
They probably don't need that much more money.
Yeah, but they're always gonna be going for more. It's how
Sure,
companies
because
work.
who wouldn't want to round up from 81 billion? I'm like, 81 billion? Oh, that's like
Well, that's
nothing.
what. But they're also losing a lot of money too.
It's true. I don't know. It would be nice if like the companies could focus. I feel like especially when it comes to media, like I think of like these streaming services, like they have so much art, like movies and TV. Like I think of that as art, and they have so much of it, and art is made for people, and these streaming services are made for people. So it'd be really cool if they could market them and sell them to people and less about like just the money and like all of this. And again, like I mean, I don't want to like go on a whole rampage because like as I aforementioned, I am not very educated on the financial and or what's the word? Like laws of the like all this whatever. But I don't know, all this to say, I just think like they're for people. It's for people to see art.
But does it matter, like, if you want to watch something, do you really care where you go to see it? As
No.
long as you have access to it, right?
But shouldn't we be making movies and TV as accessible as possible? Maybe, like, how cool would it be if, obviously this isn't the way the world works, but like, how cool would it be if that was the way the world works? If like, all of these companies were just like instead of like charging more or trying to own as much as we could, like, how cool would that be?
But you know what the funny thing
I
is
don't
too
know.
is like you probably have access to all this stuff. You could go to the library here and probably get something
That is so true.
This is true.
for free,
Still
and
have
then
my
but
credit
it's
card.
not really, it's not convenient, right?
true.
And so you want to be able to push a button on your remote and it just like pop
True.
up.
And I think the whole world should make that happen for me.
I mean,
for free.
I grew up with like cable television,
Sure.
and because
And
I
DVDs.
Yeah, and I live with my grandparents, so I still have access to like most cable like TV shows. So that's, I guess I really don't have much of an opinion on this,
Yeah.
other than like
That's so funny.
Well, I think too that
watch.
there's like this thought process that some of these companies are getting bought up by these conservative people or these people of conservative nature being put in power, and maybe they're worried a little bit about how they're going to start sort of leaning one way or another, right? And then you can't see, things that represent all views, just one.
Right.
Well, we won't find out until the third quarter of 2026. So,
Can't wait.
moving on to our final topic of the night, artificial intelligence now has a mind and eyes of its own. James Dolan, the owner of New York City's Madison Square Garden, has been caught in a facial recognition abuse scandal investigated by Wired magazine. They found that Dolan regularly abused the venue's facial recognition security equipment with his security team to regularly stalk and harass people that attended the venue and other venues that use this technology. A more recent victim of nearly 2 years was a trans woman whom Wire calls Nina Richards. Let's watch a clip and see this craziness unfold.
covering national security, but I've never encountered people taking such elaborate steps to avoid being outed as a source as I did on reporting this story. This included warnings about being tailed, an insistence to meet outside during what was one of the coldest winters on record in New York, and even a brush pass like you see in the spy movies where agents pretend to walk past each other and plant information. But first, let's start at the beginning. This is James Dolan. He's the 70-year-old billionaire owner of the Knicks, the Rangers, Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall, the Sphere in Las Vegas, and lots of other venues. He's also the owner of an increasingly sophisticated surveillance machine. Reports of the Garden using facial recognition date back to 2018, but a more recent lawsuit by a former member of the MSG security team lifted the veil, and so we decided to dig deeper. Bobby Silverman, my co-author on this story, and I spoke with 7 current and former employees of the security team at MSG and reviewed confidential internal reports and Signal group chat messages. We discovered that Dolan's security team obsessively tracked a trans woman over a 2-year period, monitoring her movements down to the second. We learned that an NYPD officer's photo was added to a facial recognition database, and a child triggered an alert at one of Dolan's venues. You don't even have to be in a venue to be watched. Dolan's head of security, John Eversole, had his team cosplay as cops, patrolling the neighborhood to spy on protesters. In a 2025 lawsuit, former MSG staffer Diane Grassolino alleged that Eversole instructed his deputies to surveil a trans woman, and eventually she was banned. There was a game that coincided with Pride Night in 2022. The woman and her friend attended. Eversole's threat management group prepared an 18-page report reviewed by Wired that showed how they tracked her movements throughout the venue, second by second. MSG Entertainment declined to comment specifically on our reporting, but said in a statement that, quote, "This story is built on false, misleading, and unverified allegations, including claims drawn by lawsuits filed by a rapacious litigator. We categorically reject such reckless reporting and are actively evaluating our legal options against Wired." All of this goes way beyond the venues or New York or Las Vegas. It has implications for you, even if you've never stepped foot in Madison Square Garden. What happened in MSG isn't an outlier, it's a model.
Well, as someone with a suddenly very rational fear of being stalked, I simply can't imagine this. What do we all have to say?
This one bursts, like, I don't know, it gets me going because it's like, it's kind of crazy. Like, they didn't mention this in the video, but I was reading on the problem, and apparently, like, because of this system now, if a lawyer or a case happens regarding anything going on with MSG, they now can be denied by MSG to even work on the case because they are not allowed to enter the premise because they'll have them on video. Wow. So I don't know how that works or like the details about it, but I just think that's kind of crazy, like how like this is even happening. I don't know. It reminds me of like a Black Mirror episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is just kind of, it's insane.
I can't believe this is real life.
Yeah.
And like, what did she
Right,
do?
that's what I don't understand. Like this
Me
guy's just
either.
like, hi, I think I want to just harass this one woman.
Like, that's what I don't, like,
I
just
believe
like,
she was a Knicks fan, and they were at one of the venues, so
so
Okay.
we're
They
just,
So I just
like-
pick one person. Like out of all those people there, it's like.
and there was
what?
some like discourse about like, is she being targeted because of her identity?
Yeah.
Sure.
And I know that's a very big can of worms that we might not want to get into, but it was definitely brought up in conversation, and the whole thing is just really messed up and very Black Mirror-esque, and I wouldn't be surprised if we were in an episode.
They're gonna say that this is all just to protect the people, and like they're gonna use this as a way to say that they're, you know, evaluating every step, every movement, and like seeing if there's anything suspicious going on around their properties. But like, you know, who's to actually say like what they're using it for? I mean, they just said they did like undercover sting ops and stuff like that. I
Like
don't
in
know,
the
just,
neighborhood, not
yeah,
even like.
it's
every-
kind of it's
really
weird.
scary. Like, what?
Yeah, I read that. I had to write it down because it was so crazy that she was banned from the Garden, and then because of that, she erased her online presence, and she had 44,000. No, 44. That seems wrong. 44,000 followers, but that's too many. It can't be 44 million.
4,400? Whoa. What?
I mean, she very well could have.
But I mean, so if you are being harassed so much now, you have to like delete yourself from the internet. Like that's
Like,
bad,
what?
right?
Like, what? I just can't get my head around it. I don't understand it.
And this person has nothing else to do. Like he owns Radio City Music Hall and the Sphere and the
Right.
Garden, and like I'm just gonna like make people go after other people that are coming into the venue.
It's so interesting.
There
Well,
has to be
do you
something
think they're
deeper.
like, I mean, I don't know. This is the first thing that comes to my mind is like they're using this surveillance system as like a way to sell the information to the government.
Oh,
I
please.
mean, and it's like I know I used to play. This is kind of going a little off topic, but I used to play like Pokemon Go, and like their tracking system
No,
that
you're
they
absolutely
used through Niantic, which was like the company that owned it, would sell the information of like the routes and how people walked certain places, and it was like a whole thing. So like they could be doing the exact same thing with this. Like, I mean, who's to say like everyone who has a cell phone,
Sure. Oh, yeah.
everybody's face
Yeah.
is already up there,
Right,
but like
yeah.
this is just to get even more information. I don't know.
I mean, if you go missing after saying that, I have nothing else to say. That's kind of. I agree, though. It seems very dystopian and very.
I just like wonder like how did we find out about, how did we all find out about this? Like, it was like she was banned, and then did she file like a report, and then like how is this so mainstream? I feel like that's what's so kind of scary about this, is like this is the kind of thing that I would imagine if it were to happen in real life, which like I just can't believe it happened in real life, but like you'd think it would be kept so quiet and like nobody would know. There'd be like NDAs and like nobody should like know about this super freaky thing that's happening, but like everybody knows. Like, how is that? Like, I don't know, it's so weird.
Just makes you think like what they're gonna use it for, if at
Yeah.
all,
I mean, I would say that this is happening at way more places than you
Oh,
imagine.
for
Yeah,
This is just
for
the
sure.
first one that we have caught.
Right.
I mean, and it's not the first one. Like, I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's dozens of places that have already been, pulled because of this kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
it's a really good point.
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, with that, we are out of time. As always, this is Alyssa Parenti here to say, be kind to one another and stay safe. Tune in at 20-somethings at 20SomethingsTV on YouTube for more shenanigans. Good night for the last time.